gentlemen, we've hit clearance land. Kindly bring your seat backs to a fully upright position. All tray tables be stowed, and please turn off all electronic devices. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin.
Come over the island of Oahu. Those of you on the left have a nice view of the Hawaii Coco Head area. Those of you on the right side, that's on the left side. Those of you on the right side have a view of the Ko'olau Mountains and Honolulu. Pearl Harbor area, where the Arizona Memorial is located. Ford Island. And we'll be swinging back to land Fort Honolulu here in just a moment or two.
Yeah.
Like rock stacked on top of rock. Kind of made like that on purpose. Sucks that they wrote all over it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm gonna go all the way. I don't see no point in not doing it. I ain't scared. I've done this stuff before. I know he's watching. Got the right mind to when we go back to just keep walking down to the beach, just fall in.
For real. It's hot.
buy it, stay in the States, have someone maintain it and rent it out.
Yeah.
Buy it while you're still young. When you get old, you can retire. Since they're out here.
Hard.
Okay, don't take.
That might be that same guy. Looks like that. Like the waves, like in Texas, that start breaking out there and it keep breaking the whole way in. It's steadily getting smaller, but these break some, then they regroup and break some more. Nasty though, right there.
Yeah,
it breaks on the sand. That way. I've heard like when the waves stuck up and get real big, like in the winter time.
Look, there's got a video of it.
That tree?
Yeah.
Oh, they too turned under there. life. That's how we should have got here. There we go. Open up the box, zip inside this plastic prison, waiting for the day it drops. Chinatown. I've never been to a Chinatown though. Have you? In a big city. They don't have that. New York has one, San Francisco has one. I want to jump on one of them. Jump on the count of three. Here it comes now. 1, 2, 3, jump. Kimberly, what's over there? Aloha Tower. I understand what there is to do around here. I end up in the right lane.
I want that car.
What is it? You don't even know what it is.
I don't care. You don't know we're gonna get it. Might as well say, ooh, I like that.
It was a Honda S2000. Like yellow Galaxy 500. I can't swim without you, God. I can't swim without you, God.
Take time to play.
I don't like it.
We're going the wrong way.
No, we're not. No, we're not. I love mine. I don't like this. Look outside as they all fall.
Those are fish.
You want me to do it again?
Some of them are unique.
Again, this is the eel. There's the moray.
The hammerhead shark displays the sensory adaptation remarkably well. The oddly shaped head looks plump, but it might help in the search for food. The pinpoint stores the Anthony Lorenzi spread across a long surface.
Maybe not.
Capable
You got a snake and a zebra, a lion, a cobra, and a hippo. I mean, way cool. You got a hippo. Wait, let's go outside.
Sharks are in the ocean, but they're not really the most major concern.
Wow.
Let's go on and see.
We'll find the big one.
We should be aware the sharks are there and that they can potentially pose a danger. The way to minimize the risk is to preserve the
Mingo, what? That one's over there. waterfall stands 45 feet high, and the top dive is performed from the 60-foot ledge to the left of the waterfall. However, hundreds of years ago, the waterfall was much smaller, the pool much deeper, and the high dive perch was lower than it is today. The ledges our divers are walking on is where the water level of the pool used to be. The erosion caused by wind, gravity, and especially water eventually lowered the earth and rock barrier on the other ends of the pool. Now this simultaneously lowered the pool itself and raised the waterfall height and the height of the high dive perch. Where you see Kulo on the left, that used to be the water level. Today it is our 15-foot high diving perch. And where you see Ano on the right, that used to be the water level. Today it is our 20-foot high diving perch. Now let's talk about the waterfall itself. It's fed exclusively by rain. So the size and strength of the waterfall depend on the amount of rainfall further back into our valley system. The drain basin that feeds the falls is 12.36 square miles. It is at the foot of the Ko'olau mountain range further back into our valley. In 1984, the waterfall was dry for 5 months and the whole pool evaporated. In contrast, just last year May, the waterfall was some 40 feet wide at the top and the water in the pool was almost up to the concrete I'm standing on. But to give you a better idea how wide the waterfall can be, take a look at our divers. The waterfall can be much wider than Kulo's outstretched arm on the left and beyond Mano's outstretched arm on the right. So the conditions here can be very extreme. Completely dry with no water in the pool to a raging flash flood. The highest discharge ever recorded for the stream was November 20th, 1990. The USGS said this is a once every 110-year type of event and that the water that day was flowing at a rate of 16,800 cubic feet per second. At that rate, the water would have been up to my shoulders and the divers would have been swept out to the ocean. Now at other times like today, the waterfall is a gentle cascade, so you can stand under it to be refreshed. In fact, the falling water creates an influx of negative ions, and negative ions create positive attitudes. That's one of the reasons why people are in such a good mood around our waterfall, even more so after taking a swim in our pool. Well, now that the divers have been rejuvenated, up to go to new heights. Waimea Falls Park is one of only 2 places in the world where you can witness cliff diving from high heights on a daily, year-round basis. The other place, of course, is in Acapulco, where the primary dive you will see is called the swan dive. Today, you will see a variety of other dives besides what you see in Acapulco. But right now, we'll pay homage to those divers in La Quebrada and Acapulco, and to the Hawaiian royalty, the Ali'is, who first started jumping from extreme heights more than 200 years ago. That is the challenge that Kuloa now faces from our 35-foot perch. To dive head first over the outcropping rock like a swan, or more like an eagle, a Hawaiian hawk diving after its prey. Watch as Kuloa performs his interpretation of Lu'ukino Mehemano I'o across our bailele. A beautiful swan dive from 35 feet. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Kuloa. Nice dive, Kuloa. I just mentioned that you see a variety of dives besides the traditional swan dive. Well, that is because this is the only place in the world that you can consistently view acrobatic style cliff diving. The evolution of cliff diving has gone from bravely jumping in the late 1700s to one-of-a-kind world-class athleticism in the 21st century. And now this modern technique will now be done by Mano and our other 35-foot perch. Watch as Mano performs a very daring and difficult acrobatic dive. Take it away, Mano. Spinning and twisting in the air before entering the water. Beautiful acrobatic dive from 35 feet. That is Mano. Nice dive, Mano. The history of cliff diving in Hawaii dates back to the late 1700s and famous Hawaiian chief King Kahekili. King Kahekili was the ruler of 4 islands in a chain, Maui, Molokai, Lanai, and Oahu. And he achieved a great reputation for bravery by jumping on high cliffs. On each island that he ruled is a spot called Kahekili's Leap. This tradition was continued by King Kamehameha the Great, the man who unified the Hawaiian Islands. Throughout the centuries, this tradition was continued by Hawaiian warriors, the Ali'i Koa, and by the North Shore surfers during times when there are no surf. Today, this tradition is continued by our world-class professional divers, and the dive that you're about to see them perform is the highest, consistently performed tandem dive in the world. Both divers will be leaving the rock perches at the same time, performing precision acrobatic dives in the air, and attempting to strike the water simultaneously. At better than 45 feet and at speeds of almost 40 miles per hour, this can be interesting. So, If you have your cameras with you, I suggest you get them ready. This dive makes a beautiful photographs. And now, for my twin 50-foot peaks, that is Mano and Kuloa, our tandem dive. Side-by-side precision team make a beautiful acrobatic dive from 50 feet. That is Mano and Kuloa, our tandem dive. Nice dive, guys, get on time. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the dive you're about to see is the high dive. To locate the high dive, just turn to the left of the waterfall and you see a rock outcropping the sand 60 feet above the water. Now, as our divers are getting positions for their final dives, I'm going to share with you some of the physical aspects of this area and teach you some Hawaiian words. Now, the most noticeable physical aspect of this area is the Wailele, the waterfall itself. It stands 45 feet high and is fed exclusively by rain, ka'ua in Hawaiian. So you're swimming in a freshwater rainfall-fed pool. Now, the word for freshwater in Hawaiian is vai. Those letters are also the first part of the word Waimea. Now, wherever you see those letters, like in Waikiki, Waimanalo, Waipahu, Waianae, there's some relation of fresh water. Now, mea has many meanings but related to vai. Mea means red, and Waimea thus means fresh red water. Now, whenever the waterfall expands in size, iron oxide minerals runs off from the rich red soil, and so the pool and even the waterfall itself are turning dark red. After several weeks of very little rain, the waterfall would dwindle in size and the whole pool would clear up, eventually turning a beautiful blue-green, with a visibility as much as 15 feet. The three nice definitions for you. Kai means salt water, Makai means towards the ocean, and Mauka means inland towards the mountains. So when someone is giving you driving directions or you're looking at beautiful signs here in Hawaii, you'll know what to mean by Makai, towards the ocean, and Mauka, inland towards the mountains. Now Mauka is where I'd like to direct your attention back to the cliffs where our divers are at. We're going to give Mano a chance to catch his breath up to the high dive perch. Let's turn to Kuloa as he performs his special dive. Take it away, Kuloa. A beautiful acrobatic dive from 50 feet, ladies and gentlemen. That is Kuloa. Nice dive, Kuloa. There are three primary types of lava rock in this area. There's the reddish-brown red ochre rock. The iron oxide in this rock is what makes the red soil so nutritious, and this also turns the water red-brown during heavy rain times. Pahoi hoi is a fast-cooling form of lava rock that has a somewhat corrosive crumbly nature. And it's kind of ropey and has a high gas content. Its crumbly nature is one of the reasons there's not but so much rock climbing in Hawaii, because it's so dangerous. Now the third type of lava rock is called a'a. It's a slower form of cooling lava rock. A'a is more of a blue rock and is very dense. The water falls over an a'a level flow, or when an a'a layer erodes, it forms separate blocks like the one Mano's now standing on. And the dive that Mano's about to perform from that a'a block is the ultimate dive here at the park for a number of reasons. Now, not only must he contend with the sheer 60-foot height of the dive, and at speeds of 50 miles per hour in his impact with water, in addition, there are submerged ledges and an outcropping tree, which he has hit before. But because of these many dangers, it has become our custom here at the park to let the diver know they were right down here beside him, wishing him a very well dive. Mano's well over 100 feet away and has a lot of noise to contend with from the waterfall, so we're all going to have to be very loud. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands and voices together for your featured high diver, Mano! I'm sure you appreciate that show of support. Now, Mano, whenever you are ready, Malama Pono, take care and have a safe dive. Ladies and gentlemen, the 62 feet high dive. Watch. Hey, Mano, get back over here. Down one way, buddy, this way. Don't be stirred. Ladies and gentlemen, how about another round of applause for Mano? From 62 feet, ladies and gentlemen. Watch. Well, beautiful acrobatic dive from 62 feet, ladies and gentlemen. That is Mano. How about for his teammate, Kuloa? Alright, we're going to let Kuloa up there on the cliffs, and he's going to promise you one high dive. But before Hula performs his final dive, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to make all of you a part of our show. Now, in order to do that, we need a little bit of audience participation. So if you could please stand where you're at in Hawaiian, ku'i luna. Please stand. Rise, everyone. Don't be shy. You don't know the person next to you. You probably never see him again. It's all good. I'll be your hula teacher, and I'm going to teach you a very fun and easy hula. So you can take home with you to teach your family and friends. But before we do that, let's give it up for our featured high diver. We have Hula. Mano, everyone. Mano. Good stuff. Now, before we begin the hula, why don't you guys come on up and join our hula dancers up front? Don't be shy. They would love to teach you the hula up front. Come on, kiddies. Come on out and join the hula. Don't be shy. Now, we call this the exercise hula for one reason only. We're going to be working every part of our body. And to be sure everything is working, everyone put your hands up, put your hands up. And now shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. No, you take a grab that person's wallets, watches. Go, 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 go. Now put your hands like that. You guys want to join them? Come up front. Go. Look, we have 2 volunteers. Look at this, Katie. All right, so give them a hand. Don't be shy. Yeah, that's how you do it. Pull her out there. Come on, don't be shy. Come join us up front. All right. Any more? All right. Let's go. Here we go. Our future Katie hulas, everyone. All right. Now we're going to teach you some of the basics of hula. Hula! Alright, hula! That was wonderful. Hula, whenever you are ready, Malama Pono, take care and have a safe dive. Ladies and gentlemen, your final 62 feet high dive. Watch.
Side of the boat. At 6 a.m., just north of these mountains, the Japanese Naval Task Force was just 230 miles away. Tennessee, Oklahoma, Maryland, and California stood majestically along the shoreline of Ford Island. The battleships were tied to the mooring keys. Just ahead, we'll be passing the shore where these ships were docked. You can see their names painted in black letters on the side of the keys. As the sailors in the color detail prepared to raise the American flag at the stern of the battleship Arizona, Lieutenant Commander Samuel Fuqua ran to the quarterdeck, alarmed by the ship's blaring air raid siren.
At that moment, a plane flew very low over the ship with its machine gun flipped. I saw a red ball insignia under the wing and realized it was Japanese.
For the ordinary sailor aboard the ship, it was supposed to be a day of light duty and rest. Seaman Don Stratton had been up early that morning.
3 or 4 sailors on the bow said, something going on there. And we went out and took a look, and I seen the bombs exploding on Fort Island, and we understood exactly who they were right away. We seen them.
As soon as each plane got to the
Unlike the ship, the idea for a memorial was never abandoned. Congress created the USS Arizona Memorial as a National Park Service area. Its design is unique. The architect was Alfred Price. He designed the memorial as a place of serenity and contemplation. The architect's son, Jan Peter Price, reiterates his father's words about the purpose and symbolism of the USS Arizona Memorial.
summer.
That's why we don't go to Georgia.
That's why we don't. She don't go back to California except to see you.
That's okay. That's okay too.
Yeah. Lost my hand.
Yeah.
That's where we tried to park.
Yep. They wouldn't let us.
Raise your eye to still close. That's where we did park. God dang it.
That's where we came in at. Long way down there. About halfway.
For the safety and comfort of all, please remain seated until the house lights are turned on at intermission time and at the conclusion of the production. Now sit back as we share with you Horizons, where the sea meets the sky. Mahalo nui loa and aloha.
劇場内でのタバコまたフラッシュによる写真撮影は固く禁止されております。ご協力お願いいたします。マハロ。
美しいハワイのフラダンスと広大な力強い踊りをご覧ください。
South